Okay, good morning, everybody. It's nighttime, but I just woke up a little while ago. So, okay, this watch says that it is 11:43. And this watch says it's 11:36. And this watch says it's 11:34. 34. Okay. So this dream I just had. I had a dream. Have you ever had those dreams where you're like laying in bed and you like keep waking up and you're like in a different place every time you wake up? Well, that's the dream that I just had. I just woke up at 9 o'clock tonight. And I must have had this dream like right before the alarm went off or something. But I went to bed and I had this dream that I was laying in bed and I like kept waking up and I was like in another place and Jeremy was in the dream and he was laying in bed. And the first dream he was laying in bed and his phone, instead of the dresser with the lamp on it that we have between the beds, there was a glass table and like a glass like end table, and he had his phone on it and it was talking about basketball. There was like basketball on his phone. And I got up and I was like looking at his phone and he said something and I forgot what it was. And I was like, yeah, it was like, there's basketball on your phone. You know, I'll always watch basketball. And so I got up and then like I walked between the beds and then all of a sudden, like back whenever I was growing up, for Halloween, we used to, on the kitchen door, we used to hang a skeleton. Well, there was a skeleton on the door, except it was just like a regular door that didn't have windows or anything. Like the house the house out in the country had did it have a screen door? I forgot. It had a window and it had like those things that went like this, like in X's and stuff, like on the door. I think there was a screen door. Well, anyway, we used to hang like a skeleton on one of the doors. Well, in the dream, it was like a regular door, but there was like a skeleton. You know, one of those decorations, skeleton decorations on the door. And then I forgot what happened after that. I think I went back to bed, or I was back in bed, and I woke up, and I was like in a totally different room, and there were these two kids. They were like little. I would say like toddler, like 1, 2, something like that. Like they're old enough to like move around in the bed and stuff. And they were like, there was like these two kids in the bed, and then there was like this drawer, and one of the kids like pulled out the drawer. It was like they were gonna like sit in the drawer, and then I forgot. It was like a room. It had like a whole bunch of beds in it and stuff, and then and I think I was back in bed, and then I woke up again, and I didn't wake up this time. What was I doing? I forgot what I was doing. But anyway, I was something to have to do with, I was like standing there, like looking at clothes and stuff. there was like clothes, and there was this gray coat. I remember that was like hanging. And then there was this woman, and she reminded me of Allison. I used to go to church with Sean and Allison, and she looked like Allison. And I was like looking at these clothes, and I was like gonna get these clothes or something. And I was like putting these clothes away or something, and I was like on top of something. I was like sitting on top of something that was like high up, and I was like putting these clothes up. And then all of a sudden, I heard this song, and it was Mercy Me's Happy Dance. And I jumped out of the whatever I was sitting on, and I was like standing on the ground. I like jumped up, and I was like standing on the ground, and I walked outside, and I was like, oh, I miss him. Well, I was talking about John Nally, because like a long time ago, like back in 2010, 2011, I made a video, and I called it Happy Dance for John. And Mercy Me made a song called Happy Dance, and there was like somebody standing outside, and I have no idea if it was them or not, but it was a guy with a beard, and there was like people, and they were like playing like live music outside, but they were playing Mercy Me's Happy Dance. I was like, oh, I miss him. And I had like socks in my hand, and I remember I was like holding socks, and I was doing something with clothes, and I had socks on my hand. and then I was back in bed, and I woke up again, and Jeremy was in bed next to me. Well, he was in the bed. We have two beds, and he was in one bed, and I was in the other bed. And I just remember he was in the bed. And then I got up, and I walked out the bedroom, and I have no idea where I was. But there was this guy, and I was like, oh. And then I like saw this table and stuff, and it was like this rectangular table, and it was like all set and stuff. And I was like, oh, I was like, that's new. And there was like all this pretty stuff, like everything was like really pretty and everything. And then there was this guy, and he was getting coffee, and I was walking around, and then there was this guy, and I like went this way, and there was this guy walking that way, and he was wearing a cowboy hat, and he turned around, and he was like, hi, Heather. He like knew me. He was like really nice. He was like, hi. And I was like, hi. And then there was like this band that was like playing, like they weren't playing anything, but they were like setting up to play something or something in like this other room. So yeah, and each time like I woke up, I kept thinking like, am I gonna like really wake up this time? And then the alarm went off, and then I really woke up, and I was like, where am I? And I woke up, and I was in the apartment. So anyway, okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.